to the Terns, presented by the Summer 2026 District K interns, Olivia Gerling-Perez and
Cecilia Reyes.
To introduce myself, I am a rising senior at the University of Houston, majoring in political science with a minor in legal studies. I aspire to go to law school to become an attorney with a focus in healthcare law. I'm an intern for District K under Mayor Pro Tem Martha Cassis-Tatum, and I am originally from Pearland.
And I'm Cecile, rising sophomore at Georgetown University, majoring in public policy with a minor in law, justice, and society. This summer, I'm interning for the Mayor Pro Tem Martha Cassis-Tatum, who's also my city council representative for District K. Now, if we can have our guests introduce themselves, please just state your name, what university you go to, and what your field or interest is.
Good evening, I am Miles Billingsley. I am a rising sophomore at Clark Atlanta University. I am a political science major, and I'm hailing from Missouri City, Texas.
Awesome. Hi, my name is Aisha Levine Skinner, and I am a rising sophomore at Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee. And I'm looking to major in public policy, minor in business on a pre-law track.
Well, it's so nice to meet y'all. So first, we're going to go into a couple questions about your internship. So, what first caught your interest about working in the mayor's office?
That's a great question. I think to me, working at the communications department for the mayor's office really exposes you to see like what is going on in Houston, where's the disparities, and where are we like making a change? How are we capturing what the mayor is doing? And additionally, how do we communicate to our Houstonians that what is going on within the hall?
Kind of same for me. When I first started this internship, I really just wanted hands-on experience with politics. But during this internship, I got way more. I've been seeing how and what it takes to actually run a city. Every single office and every single department that goes into keeping a city running day in and day out. That's really been an amazing experience for me to experience firsthand and actually see it all go down.
Are you guys interested in like public service?
Yes, for me, I'm interested in public service because I'm looking to go into civil rights as a lawyer.
Okay.
And so I'm all about advocacy, equity, but also youth-centered in a sense because that is where our foundations come in and how do we develop everyone in an equitable way so they can become change makers later on in life.
I love that.
You're just like me. I also want to go into, I don't know if you want to go to law school, but I really want to study con law one day.
I love that. My friend loved con law, and yes, definitely looking at law school because that's where you make that change first.
Exactly. And it starts with the youth.
Yes, it does.
So, Miles, do you feel like it connects at all to your interest in your future career or your major at all?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm a political science major, so just having this hands-on experience with politics has been great. Seeing not only my supervisors, but actually being able, since I'm in the mayor's office of communications, I've been able to see how Mayor Whitmire actually handles not just his day-to-day business, but actually how he handles, like we've seen recently, real-world issues and current crises.
Yeah. So are you working on any personal projects during your internship?
Ooh.
Quite a few,
Quite a few, actually. A lot, I think.
Yeah.
We're busy bees. I mean, one of the ones we've been working on is making a newsletter for like for all different types of interns across like beyond City Hall, just to capture what our youth doing in different sectors of like, Houston, just to capture their work, but also to capture their background so that, when it sends out as a newsletter in a whole list, people can be like, wow, that's so cool. I didn't know like this was here. So that's one of our big ones we're trying to like finalize and get that done soon. Additionally, for me, I've just been working on recent like videos of the mayor's office and what's going on with the mayor visiting. Like yesterday, MPH, which was celebrating retirees and basically opening up a home for retirees to actually go into, was a very amazing like portion to take a video and just be in the moment because it tells you that the mayor, even though he is a presence, that there is a community that's pushing his presence, but also building with because of his like actions to help build that.
Yeah, and on a more day-to-day basis, what me and the other interns are usually doing is helping with our daily newsletters, both morning and afternoon. What our morning and afternoon newsletters do it's an email sent out to every City of Houston employee on not just City Hall news, but Mayor Whitmire news, Texas news, national news. So it's basically not just keeping everyone in the mayor's office up to date on day-to-day events, but keeping every resident and every Houston worker up to date. So that's been a really good hands-on experience for us to actually help with every single day.
I think we've seen some of those newsletters. I didn't know you guys wrote that or helped finalize
those
that.
are actually very helpful because sometimes we don't have we don't have time to read everything, but it's very digestible. So I love that.
Of course.
Okay, so what advice do you have for young people who may also be interested in your department? example?
I would say for me, I think know where your heart is before you commit. I think it goes again. If you are passionate about it, you're going to enjoy every bit of it. But if you're not passionate about it enough, you're not going to enjoy it as much. Like for me, I knew communications was something like I wanted to go to because I always been centered on civic work specifically. And so one of my blessings was just being able to work with a little program within City of Houston underneath the education department. It's called City of Houston Youth Ambassadors. And so that already kind of brought me to understand what the mayor does, but also how do we build equity across Houston, and also how do we raise awareness as a youth-centered program.
Okay, so what advice would you then give yourself 5 years ago?
That's good.
I think to me is say yes when you're scared to say no. Sometimes it goes again when you believe in yourself. Because 5 years ago, me, I could never be in this room talking about this because, again, it goes with mentorship and coming with, you know, someone who can be that guardian first to teach you that you are your own voice, you know? You are your own character. And I think to me is a lot of times I was scared to say yes to things because I'm like, am I ready for it? Do I deserve it? Or is this something that I can benefit this person with? And I realized, like, from coming from a very undersourced background, there was no room to say no. And that to say yes was to put me in rooms that maybe there wasn't enough representation. But that's the thing about saying yes. You become that representation in the room that someone needs to see.
I kind of want to add on to that because I also come from like, I went to a charter school, and I know the first time I asked for an internship, I was terrified because, I didn't have any connections or anything, and I just went up because I heard him say that he has a law firm in Harris County, and I was like, I'm from Harris County, I'm just gonna do it. And I was terrified, but he was like, yeah, just send me an email, and I thought he wasn't gonna respond. I thought it was just like a nice, like a yeah. But he did, and he just offered me like a little internship at his law firm, and I thought that was like wow, like just
yes,
do it,
just
because
do it.
Genuinely the worst thing that can happen is they say no, and
I love
you'll
that.
just forget about it.
And for me, what I would say to myself 5 years ago would be aware and take initiative. Be aware on not just a personal level, but as well as an educational level. Because a lot of the times I feel like people, not only in myself, but a lot of times people my age, people in my school, a lot of times people miss opportunities. Whether that's being just simply being caught up in being a teenager, going out, going to parties, hanging out with friends. A lot of times we miss like simple opportunities. And a lot of the times opportunities like that fly by our head, and we really got to keep up with that. And on top of that, I'd like to say that take initiative part is really just taking initiative, not just in your life, in your personal life, your educational life, your career, but actually taking initiative in your community. Like taking initiative in your home city, your home council, doing whatever you need to do to actually help the people around you and actually getting up and helping. Right, because you can talk a lot, but I think it's really crucial that people actually get up and help their community. I've done a lot of food drives, homeless drives in the city of Atlanta. So really just coming back to Houston after coming back from school, that's really motivated me and pushed me to not only do better for myself, but actually want better and want more for my community.
I was going to say that's really cool because my next question for you was going to be like, how have you taken initiative? But I love like, giving back to the community. I feel like a lot of people sometimes will grow up in a low income community or an underserved community, and then, they get bigger and then they just like, they forget their day ones. They forget their day ones. And it's like, you always have to give back to your community because that's who built you and that's who inspired you.
And that's the person you are today.
Yeah, exactly.
Bars. Okay.
No, you should become a motivational speaker because I'm listening to you. I'm like,
that.
whoa,
Oh my
she's
gosh.
motivating me to get
You're
up in
so
the morning.
Sweet. Right, you gotta get up in the morning. Oh, you're so sweet.
Okay, next couple questions. Has your view on the city changed the start of this internship? That be how you see the people of Houston or how the government works?
Me, it's absolutely made me change the way I've looked at the city and my council members as well as the mayor himself. It's actually made me more sympathetic because now that I'm here working in the mayor's office of communications and getting that firsthand experience, I'm really growing to see the limits of our mayors and council members' powers, right? Of course, they want to make the people happy, make our constituents happy, make their lives more efficient. but there is a limit to everyone's power. However, they still have an absurd amount of people to please, right? So it's keeping up with our Estonians' day-to-day lives while also doing what they can with the power that they have. So it's definitely made me more sympathetic to our public figures and seeing them work on a day-to-day basis.
Has someone helped you succeed in this role so far, like a mentor or your supervisor?
I would say shout out to Ebony and shout out to Laura Cellular. They are in the education department, and so Ebony and Laura actually was someone who was transformational to me. I mean, as like a sophomore in high school, it was like interacting with them on Zoom created that safety that like, you know, I can talk to them about what I'm so inspired in. Specifically, even Ebony. Ebony was someone who always like listened to me, but also she still was a mentor and she loved my ideas. And I was just really happy because, you know, being able to do like, again, the City of Houston Youth Ambassadorship, it built those connections because it goes again. One thing I would say was transformational that Laura helped us as, you know, youth was to make that youth mental health guide. And it recently has been published around like August, like 2 years ago, and it blew up. It was helpful for so many youth and gave voices. And it goes again, for you to have a voice, you need to help someone make that space for you to be a voice. And they both did that. So shout out to them. And I mean, amazing people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And for mine, I would have to say my fellow interns, Asa and Jackie. They have made this experience way more fun than it should be. It's been every day with them. I go into the office with them. It's a very intense environment. It would be very easy to be nasty or ugly to one another, but we're in an environment and they actually embrace me. These two, like, it's a 3-man show in the Office of Communications as far as interns, but it's really the Jackie and Asa show. They're usually running things, and I'm usually just peeking my head in, seeing where I can help. Aisha is like the absolute, like, she's the Canva master. Like any obscure website that you need for school or work, she knows like the back of her hand, whether that's Canva, spreadsheet, CapCut, and everything. It's like apps that are completely foreign to me. She knows like the back of her hand. And the same for Jackie. So having these two women in my corner throughout this entire summer process, during this intense process, is really helpful for me, and it makes the environment way more light in a sense.
I like that. Okay, guys, so now we're gonna play a game.
We prepared a slideshow with pictures of locations, and they're all in Houston, and you're gonna have to guess or name what that location is, what that building is, or what the picture is depicting. Basically,
We can do it.
We took out like some of the logos and some of the things, so it's just be like a building, and you have to use your Houstonian senses. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, ready?
Perfect.
Okay, let's go.
But you guys should all like have seen this or
Right,
know what this
right.
is.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Right.
Okay, ready?
Okay, let's lock in.
Here is a map of
Ooh.
blank. Can you name it?
Like the different districts? Is it like different
no.
counties? Different counties?
What is it?
What's the outline
Because
part?
That's
Oh,
one
like the
thing.
middle part?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Harris County.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay.
Good deal.
Oh yeah, just first to shout out the answer just gets the point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
wanna
we're
make
going against
this-
each other?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
This is competition.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a team
Okay,
thing.
you
Okay.
gotta one up. You gotta
Okay.
one up.
Okay, number 2. Can you name where this statue is?
I've been here. The name of like the statue or like where?
No,
where
where
is
it
it?
Where it is.
Isn't it around Rice University?
I don't know. Is it?
Okay, I know where
It's
it
not
is.
in. It's not in Buffalo Bayou. It's not Park. No. It's not.
Y'all are so close. Like, come on.
I
You're
know.
so
I'm
close.
close because I saw it. What is it called?
Do you give up?
Okay.
Yeah, we give up. We can
Okay.
see.
Do you know what is a statue?
You know that statue.
Like
Yeah, we know the statue, right?
what is it? Like who is that? What is that? What is it?
The statue is. That's clearly
Oh my god.
Let's go ahead and skip.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, well, this is Sam Houston, and this is
Herman
Herman Park.
Yes.
Okay, name the location. Come on.
NRG Stadium.
Energy. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good job, good job, good job.
Also known as
The Rockets. No.
The Astrodome.
no.
No.
What is it?
Well, no,
Reliant
yeah.
Stadium.
The Rodeo. Oh,
The
Reliant
Rodeo
Stadium.
Stadium.
Okay. Where is this?
The
Galleria?
Galleria.
Yes.
No way you beat me to that.
Where's
No
the applause?
way.
Don't play
What,
with me.
what's the score right now?
1 to 2.
1 to 2. Okay.
Yes.
Good job.
Period.
Where is
Ooh.
this?
NASA.
Yes.
No.
Wow. This one's a little
Hobby?
tricky.
Bush.
Yes. It's hobby.
That's hobby? That's not hobby.
That is
That
hobby.
doesn't look like hobby. I've been to hobby. I've been to hobby. Okay.
That's hobby.
That's hobby. That part's hobby. That's hobby. I don't know about that.
Womp womp on
That's hobby. The other picture y'all showed us, that I don't know if that's. I know this.
aquarium. Isn't this the
Yes.
aquarium? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, good job.
Ooh, she's winning. She's winning.
Okay. Don't tell
Okay,
aquarium. Okay.
moving. I think this is our last one.
Yeah.
No, we got two more.
Two more. Ooh. Ooh.
Rice University? No.
No.
Library? No.
Mm-mm.
Houston Christian.
You're just
Is-
naming
is-
schools.
oh, okay. Is it a school or is it
No.
an actual location? Not
No.
a school.
It is
not
not
a
a
school.
What? Is the school not an actual location?
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. Okay.
It is not a school.
It's not a school. Okay. It looks like a library.
What do I?
Oh.
I don't even. I'm afraid I have
I'll take
never
my
seen
womp womp
this.
on this one.
Yeah, I'll take mine too.
I'll
Is
take
this?
my
So your one point. This is the Museum of Fine Arts Houston.
Oh.
Our winner is drumroll, please. That's okay. That's
Okay, clock
That's
it.
okay. That's fine.
Okay. Back to questions. Now.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, what's an issue you see in your community, like an everyday issue?
For me, I see a lot of education inequity. A lot of times I feel like we need to start putting in certified teachers and a lot of more better representation towards our youth at the moment. I think that's one of my big things.
For me, I would say in my community specifically would be the lack of awareness and awareness of how the actual political system works. Because as of at least recently, the problem isn't youth or community engagement. I feel like my community has been doing a great job of showing out in the polls, midterms, anything. However, it's actually developing a process of awareness for the process and who you actually need to be speaking to on certain issues. So I think once my community actually grasps that awareness, we can go a lot further because the engagement is there.
No, I agree. And I think a lot of it also stems from like the education system.
Oh, yeah.
I know we're taught about like the government structure, but we're only really taught like there's local, state, federal government. The
Right.
federal government has 3 branches of government. Like it's not really like we're not really taught, well, at least I wasn't really taught like how the state government works or the local government works like that.
Exactly.
And just like a lesson at least on like city council members and how, because there's districts, there's counties, there's so many
much.
different
So
ways of
much.
like
Precincts.
precincts.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Like I don't even like. Well, I know
No.
now, but when I
Right.
was a
Right.
couple
High
years
school
ago,
was a blur.
I cannot-
High
I
school
cannot
was just
name
a
you.
blur.
and yeah, also
Right.
saying like every now and then, like how many when is the next election? When is the next election
Right.
for this position? What does this person even do? Like
Yeah.
Right.
what jurisdiction do they have? Like we're not really given like an overview of that.
So, with this issue, have you done anything to address it?
Ooh. For me, yes. I worked a lot with voter engagement, actually. I worked with My School Votes, which is a Houston, but also trying to reach out nationally to help educate how do you vote, what it is to vote, and also, like, how do you register? I feel like I realized a lot of times, like, another thing was like Alding votes was specifically in my school district. We went out and we had to do mock debates. We had to do presidential ballots to teach students like this is how you vote. Because again, if you can't get our votes, we are a silent minority that isn't being represented in those ballots. And so when you don't have that minority represented, that goes to another person's vote, and you wonder why the system is so messed up right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would say no. I haven't done anything in my specific community. However, at school and the entire greater Atlanta community, yeah, actually, I've done a great job at actually educating myself on the problems of a new community. It's very easy to know and experience the problems in your specific community, but actually going to another community and getting those firsthand experiences that you would never have is really eye-opening in a handful of ways. So I've joined a lot of social organizations on campus. I'm a part of our AUC Democratic Socialists, which is a group of collective schools, and not just the AUC, but all schools all around Atlanta. And we go together, we talk talk almost weekly, and we talk about how we can not override the system, but help our people in the system, help our community, make sure everyone's fed, make sure everyone's housed. So getting that firsthand experience has done absolute wonders for me.
I love that.
Also being an out-of-state college student, I think it's sometimes like a back and forth, and being like engaged in like being in a school like club, civic engagement club, but also like maybe volunteering or doing stuff for that community, which is still, I guess, our community because we go to college there, but we
Right.
didn't grow up there. And then having coming back to our home in Houston, and also you know, being in civic clubs or doing volunteering there, and how like it's kind of like a back and forth, but also you kind of see like the differences or like the similarities that may exist in completely different states of the
Yes.
US.
I think if I want to emphasize, it's just like if you're like even out of state, I hear you. I think one of the important things about going out of state is if you have any government type of clubs, do that, because like for me, I'm the chair of campus partnerships on the student government of all Vanderbilt student body, and it tells you that if when you get yourself somewhere in that section, it lets you see more how can you engage your campus, but also within your city that you're going to school with. Yes.
And I feel like you can take what you learn from either Houston or, you know, the city where your college is, and you can merge those and bridge them together. What
I
you're
love
doing
that.
in Clark, Atlanta, you can bring that here, and
Oh,
vice
yeah.
versa.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the plan. Yeah.
What do you think makes people, or specifically young people, sometimes feel disconnected from their government?
The reason why I feel the disconnect is with our youth and our current politicians is because our current politicians grew up in a completely different generation. And I think that's something that's missed out on and not touched on enough, because you can just say, oh, they're boomers, or oh, they're millennials. And that's funny to say. Like, we like poking fun at people.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, we have to understand these people have a completely different mindset. These boomers, they like were genuinely raised differently. They don't think the same as us. They don't have the same process. They're way more, how do I say this in a respectful way, obedient, right? As an entire generation.
And traditional.
Traditional.
Right.
So with our youth being exposed to social media and simply being 1,000 times more aware than the boomers or our old people were, it's really done a change in disconnecting our current day politicians from our youth. So that's why you see most of our more popular politicians in our current year, whether that's Mamdani, Crockett, Tallarico, they're all fairly young.
Yeah.
So I feel like that disconnect is something that we have to address, and as soon as possible.
I know sometimes they're older people in general just are stuck thinking the like economy and the government and the world is stuck in that way.
Yeah.
And like I heard someone say the word commies. Like, we're in 2026. You're over
You
here
heard
saying
there was someone say commies?
Yes, the Soviet Union collapsed like 20 years, 30 years ago. Like, this is crazy. Like,
I think for me, definitely, we need to understand that we need a table. And when you have a table, you bring a seat. And the thing is, when the table's already filled with all seats, traditionally, it really makes it hard for us to feel like we can pull a table, you know, and make a seat. And I think one thing I realized is that what disconnects us the most is, I would say, inclusivity. And I think to me that's one of the main things that pushes away, like you were saying, with like younger politicians. It's so important because I think at the end of the day, if we don't understand old traditions, how do you expect them to understand us?
I really like that table metaphor because sometimes it feels like during Thanksgiving they're at the adult table and we're like at the kids table, and it's like I
Hey, guys.
just want to see at the adult table sometimes.
yeah. I know sometimes like young people also are just not taken seriously, not just like in government,
on
but
that.
like
Speak
any
on that.
field in general.
Yes.
And yeah, they do have less experience because they're younger, but that doesn't mean that their ideas should be like entirely dismissed or at least be considered or like listen to them, right?
Do you have any questions for us?
Ooh, I think my question is, what do you guys aspire to see in the future as you guys go on?
I feel like for me, I just want people to be able to be themselves. I feel like especially in the professional environment, we have to, you know, put on the suit and tie, and we have to, obviously we have to be professional, but I still want your creativity to come in. You know, I want to see something like this library, actually. I feel like it's professional, but it's also creative. Like, you see these spaces right here. Like, obviously, we're talking in the podcast room about something, professional and something serious, but we're doing it in a creative way. And that's what I love. Just like the mix between both. And especially with the youth, I feel like we're the ones that are going to be able to bring that in.
I love that.
I hope people just become more aware of just resources that they have, or how their government works, how, like, what the issues in their community are. And I do believe people care in their own way. They're just not aware of issues that are happening, or how to fix those or address those issues, or how to come together to find solidarity or fix an issue. Well, that concludes the 4th episode of The Terns. We would like to give a special shout out to the Dr. Shannon Walker Library for letting us use their podcast room, and a special thanks to our guests from the mayor's office, Miles and Aisha.
Yes.
And don't forget to tune in for a 5th episode of The Terns next week.
Yay.
Bye.